Well, hell. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is Jack Spade, and tonight we are playing more of The King of the Lost Arch, a professionally made TM adventure for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition 2014. And yeah, it's been a great week so far. I played some Clair Obscure earlier this week. I had some really bomb chicken salad that my mom made. Today's been an excellent day. The week has been fairly excellent as well. I had an excellent job interview. Man, it's just looking up. It's just looking up in so many ways. All right, enough about me. Let's focus more about the game. And let me just go ahead and let the players know I'm going to be unmuting. And sent. And here we go. Hey everybody. Y'all ready to play some D&D?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Hell
sir.
yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Would anybody like to volunteer to do a recap?
I'm down if no one else wants.
Go ahead.
Alright then. Previously, with the Charlie group, our band of adventurers, or better said, protectors, were all hired to guard a caravan. Alongside the path of the guarding, we were surrounded by a strange mist, and the caravan eventually had to stop in a nearby and simple village. As we got off, we were received by a quite unwelcoming group of people that kept staring at us as we walked around, as well as a horrible visage on the wall when Oceana, my character, looked at it. She's seeing the horrible sight of a skeleton passing by her image. But after the group continued forward and entered the tavern, they discovered the reason why everything was so strange. The children of the village were all having horrible nightmares. And to make matters even worse as well as more creepy, they were all screaming the same name in unison whenever the nightmares happened. While also asking for more troubles, the bartender, the group was told about another caravaneer, one that had arrived before them a few days ago, that had their daughter stolen by a strange group that, beyond kidnapping the daughter, didn't steal from anything else. A group that also seemed to have a snake as sort of their motif. And after talking to the caravaneer that stole them, as Oceana offered to help, the group also agreeing as well soon after, especially when the man said that he was going to pay 500 gold for each of us if the job was successful. With a job in mind, the group told the master of the caravan of their own that they would do such a thing and asked him to wait for them a little bit longer in exchange of some of Oceana's reward before all of them went off into the mist and the forest to find the child that was kidnapped. Along the way, Razor spotted Razor and Lucky spotted strange and peculiar prints throughout the woods until we eventually found a bizarre wall of mist. Walking through it, we were met face to face with a old iron gate, as was very fancy mentioned after beyond it. The same gate closing behind us, shut as soon as everyone passed through. But before the group went too far ahead, we spotted a snake or land eel, as some of the group do call it, and we hunted it, tracked it down, and eventually got in a peculiar building that seemed to be much in ruins. After a series of, I dare say, exaggerated acrobatics, or attempts at acrobatics at the very least, we killed the snake and climbed to the roof, or I think, or at the very least, the next floor of the building. Here, we explored a little, met other land ewes, and got ambushed. Some of us getting hurt in the process a little, before we quickly finished off most of our enemies. So, that's where we end up, right in the what I think should be the end of this fight
We'll see
in
about
a
that.
few more turns. Well, we'll see about that exactly.
We'll see about that. Very good. Very well done. Let's see if I can find. All right, and just like Paula said, you guys are in the pitch of combat. And currently, it is a Yuan-Ti's turn. She is going to use her bonus action to transform into a snake. As soon as I open her sheet and then find the thing. Sorry, I'm flailing against Foundry here. Da, 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 da. Whoop. As she transforms into a snake using her bonus action and then dashes 60 feet away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And that's going to be her. And now... Oceana, it's now your turn.
All right, all right. Uh, okay. Oceana, as remembers that the snakes previously had just tried to flee from them instead of attacking,
Mm-hmm.
she would see if she could move first towards here.
Okay.
Would the snake let her pass, or would it try to block her path?
It is considered a medium creature, so you wouldn't be able to pass through it unless you tried to shove it aside first or try to move it away.
Could she try to do so gently?
The snake is aggressive towards you. It's not going to do so. It's not going to allow you to do that. You'll have to make a
Then
roll against it.
instead, then Oceana would stare daggers at the snake. She puts her hands on her hips, and she glares furiously at the being before saying at it, "Move, or I will have to bonk you." Could she, instead of try to do a flat X, try to intimidate to see if the snake will let her pass?
Sure. Very good roll. Ooh, not super great. The snake does seem to be rather scared, but it cannot move on its turn. What do you
She's
do?
basically asking the snake let her pass. Not a problem.
Um,
As if it was an ally in that case.
as afraid as it is, it's still not going to allow you to pass.
Okay. Would the intimidation check have been my action?
No.
Okay. In that case, she's going to just try to pass it through with a shove.
Okay.
Athletics?
Yeah, so you're going to do the shove thing, and
Oh
then
yeah, I
we're going
forgot.
to do a save on this thing's part.
I always forget we're doing the new
All
thingy.
good. 22. Pretty sure that beats your DC, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
100%.
Yeah. So that snake is going to rebuff your advances. And that will be your action.
That then is the end of my turn in that case.
Okay. Alrighty. It is now that snake's turn. It is going to spend its action to bury into the ground. and it leaves behind a hole in the rocky surface as it flees the field. And that's going to be its turn. Commodore, it's now your turn. You see a foe flee.
All right. So I have to jump over this hole. Is it that big?
No, you can step over it pretty easily.
I'm gonna check a spear at one of these guys.
Alrighty. As you look on, you can see to the north of you, there's an odd assortment of skeletons just kind of piled up over here.
I'm gonna relay that back to the party. Here at
Which one are you attacking?
the bottom one.
Got it. 15 will hit. Roll damage. Nice. Your spear sinks into the snake body, definitely damaging it, but this is a much hardier snake. It does not die immediately. Do you have a bonus action?
Nah, nothing.
All right. Razor.
Okay, Razor's turn. So Razor's gonna psych himself up first. He's gonna say, "Come on, Razor, we got this." And then off character question: if I flurry of blows, can I do one each? Like
Yes, you can split them up.
each of them.
Sure can.
All right, gotcha. Let me just measure this up real quick. How far is it? 70 feet. I could. Okay. I'm gonna use dash for my action,
Okay.
and then I am going to ask Razor to move up here.
Let me double check something real
And
quick.
then-
Let me just double check something real
Sure.
quick. Sorry, I just need to make sure that flurry of blows doesn't require you to attack first.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think in 2014 it does require.
It does require it to attack. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to attack
2024 is
first.
when it doesn't.
I remember. All right. Well, I'll retcon the dash.
Okay, that's what I thought.
If I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. And then I'm just gonna move up here, and then I'm gonna do just a straight up quarterstaff on this guy.
All right, you are no longer Durgeon.
Let me target that
Yes,
Smerson.
he is
And then-
targeted.
Quarterstaff. Attack.
Ooh, I think that still hits. It does. Roll damage.
Barely. All right, cool. And then just the normal.
All right, 9 points of damage. Very good. Still up.
Okay, and then it's still up.
Mhm.
And then I could go in its space, right?
Yes, it is a small creature, so you can share space with it.
All right, cool. And then for my extra attack, I'm gonna attack this guy right here.
All right. And this is
let's
your
see,
bonus action
some
attack, right?
stuff. I'm sure I have like an extra attack, like a second one.
At third level, you have a bonus action offhand attack or unarmed attack.
Gotcha.
No, you're
Okay,
fifth level.
cool,
I'm
cool,
sorry.
cool.
I'm
Yeah.
dumb. Yes, you have a second attack. Sorry.
I have.
I'm
yeah.
I'm
cool,
swapping between campaigns in my brain. I'm catching up.
cool. No problem. So another quarterstaff hit for this guy.
Uh-huh. That hits.
That
Roll
should hit.
damage.
All right, cool.
Very good. All right. Bonus action.
And then, how many feet have I moved so far? So that's
40 feet.
40 feet. So I still have 15.
Fucking monks, man.
And then I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3. I should end up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna do another patient defense.
Okay. Very well. As you leave those spaces, both of these snakes are going to take attacks of opportunity on you.
So I think I have the mobile feat. So if I
Let's
attack them, they
see.
can't.
You do have
auto
mobile.
attack.
Look at you, you stinker. All right, they do not attack you.
All right, cool.
All right.
So I just apply this, right? The effect.
Yes.
There we go.
Perfect.
All right.
Awesome. That's going to be your turn. Next is this snake person here. He is going to run at you, disengage, and keep running. 20, 25, 30. And then he's going to use an action to burrow into the ground, or try to. The smaller snakes are not quite as good at it as the larger one. So he's going to have to make a roll here. He succeeds and disappears into the ground. Next is Luck.
I would like to see if I perceive anyone behind us.
Make a perception check. Nah, seems fine. You're all good.
Are you using that as my action?
Nope. I'm a nice DM.
Okay, I'll move and attack the snake.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is right here, I believe. Are you gonna throw something?
I'll use Starry Wisp.
Okay. Very well.
Sorry, it's not letting me roll it.
I wonder why. Let me see. Starry Wisp. Are you clicking on the dice icon after that pops up after you hover over it?
Yes.
Interesting. I see the attack, but do you see an attack button in the chat?
In the chat.
Yeah. So like whenever
Um,
you click on anything on your character sheet, it'll show up in the chat window.
Oh yeah, hold on.
See it now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so click attack.
It still like isn't letting me.
It let me roll.
Oh, it finally let me. Okay.
Okay. There we go. That will hit. Roll damage. Very good. Very good. That snake is now bloodied. Do you have a bonus
All right,
action?
I do not. That's my turn.
Okay. Very good. And then finally, this snake, not having anybody around it, is going to simply try to make a dig check by rolling a d20. Ooh, and he fails. So that's going to be his bonus action. Let's see. Ooh, still not good for him. One's good enough for him. Luck, I need you to make a charisma saving throw as this snake opens its mouth and a torrent of poison washes over you. You succeed. You are not poisoned, but you will suffer 4 points of poison damage from the spray.
Boo! Boo!
Oh, sorry.
It's
That's
like
supposed to
max
be.
damage.
That's supposed to be. My bad. Healing and then half damage. There we go. There we are. There it is. Okay. And then the snake is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 that way. And that's going to be his turn. That guy up here, he is also alone and no one is around him. So this Yuan Ti up here is going to also do a dig check. He also fails. He will do some math, some snake math. Okay, the math doesn't check out, so he's going to run away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then he's going to continue to run. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, that's him. Oceana, it's now your turn.
Only fun. First, use my normal 40 feet speed to move around.
All right.
That's now the way here. Oh,
Mhm.
fine. What exactly is this?
What is what?
Um, what's this sudden pinging?
What's pinging?
Oh, here.
Oh,
Yeah. Are we
you
supposed to see
see,
that?
yes, you see 3 spectral figures kind of swaying gently in place about 5 feet off the ground. And they don't seem to be doing anything else except just hanging in the air there. They appear to be
Yeah.
ghostly.
Oof.
Okay.
Razor's not gonna
Sheldon
like
would
that.
like to first move here when seeing the ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
She using her downside to block Razor's vision from the creatures before whispering to him. Oh, I did the dash action, by the way. I take back the action. She says, it will be okay to be Razor. These just be normal, peaceful spectre. I don't think they harm us. Not for
Yeah,
now.
Okay.
they're just peaceful ghosts. Sure, let's go with that.
Then after doing her best attempt to broken common to try to counter Razor in the ahead of time, she still has 25 feet movement because it took a dash action.
Mm-hmm.
So now 20.
Are you taking Razor with you?
After Razor, Razor, do you want to come to me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, done.
So you'll be able to move half speed. So that'll
Let's
be
move.
15 feet.
Okay. 5. And let's take one last step here.
Okay.
I go. End of my turn.
Alrighty. That guy's not here anymore. Commodore. Are you saying something? I don't think we can hear you. Meds, are you still there?
I just used dash action to get all the way over there.
Got it. Okie dokie. All right. You have a bonus action, Commodore, or is that going to be it?
That's gonna be it.
Okay. Razor, is now your turn.
Okay, I still got a couple of darts. My dart can reach this guy right here, right?
Which
I
guy?
think this right here.
Yes, 30 feet. Yeah, it should.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna throw one first.
Nice. That hits. Roll damage.
That should hit.
Ooh, minimum damage.
I
Womp
know.
womp womp.
Is it still alive?
It's still alive.
All right. One more dart then. Oh no! I can't do that. I can't do that. No,
You
no,
can.
no, no, I can't.
No, you can. You have a
It's not an
second
attack.
action. You have a second attack, so yeah, you can throw another dart.
Oh, it's an attack. All right, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, throwing a dart's
throw
an
one more
attack.
then.
Sure can. That also hits. Roll damage. Ooh, you might kill it.
If
Nice.
this still lives, I'm gonna pull my hair off.
You dispatch this snake,
There we go.
and it falls over dead.
Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna save my. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get off Oceanus back and move over here and see if I can find anything useful
Okay.
right here.
All right. You've already used your action to attack, so we'll have to save anything you do with the box for another turn. Good?
Sure.
All right.
Yep. Good. And
Yep.
my turn.
All right. That guy's not here anymore. Luck.
Well, I can't see shit, so I'm gonna move up.
All right.
Guy over here still alive?
No, he's dead.
He's dead. Okay.
Did I not put the skull? There it is. Okay.
Can't really see much. I guess I'll just use my action to dash.
Okay.
I think that's as far as I get. I don't really see anything, so I kind of turn to everybody. I'm like, what happened? Where's everybody at?
Everything you can do not to get left behind. I understand. Is that going to be your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Next is another Snursen that you've lost sight of, so I'm just going to call them as having escaped successfully. And that means we are now out of initiative. So, after the noise quiets, the hissing stops, the sounds of clanging weapons and darts flying through the air finally settles, and you are greeted with an empty silence that spreads through this cavernous room. You can see in your surroundings that there are remnants of what used to be ornate walls, and poking out of these walls like some kind of metallic ribs, you can see what looks like just like these metal pillars that were once the skeleton of the structure. What do you do?
Testing, testing.
What's
Can
in
you
the
hear me?
box?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Razor's gonna check if the box is locked.
You begin to kind of examine the box. Describe how you approach the box. What do you do with it?
Ooh, this is scary. Um, I'm just gonna walk towards the box and then lightly tap it with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
See if it moves or anything.
You lightly tap the box. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Sure. Oh man.
With a 9, you kind of tap the box a little bit roughly with your staff, and you hear that there is something inside it, but you don't know what it is.
Gotcha. But can Razor tell if there's a lock somewhere or no? Not really.
You would have to investigate it, unless you just want to try to open it. What does everybody else
I'm
do?
gonna try.
Are you gonna
Sorry.
try to? You're gonna try to open it?
I'm actually because I can see that it's a wooden box.
Yes.
So I was thinking if Razor can try to whack it with the quarterstaff to break the box open, maybe.
Okay. Make an attack roll. What do the rest of you do as you see Razor winding up to smack this box? Does anybody?
Kind of look. Kind
I
of want to
probably,
just keep an eye on that ghostly creature.
that's what I was
Oceana
thinking.
would move forward close and be like, Razor, stop! Why are you doing so? Why you hurt wooden just?
Roll damage, Razor.
Okay. And then Razor's gonna tell Luciana, I just wanted to see if there's anything that could kill that ghost over there.
You smack the box pretty good. It dents the top slightly, but it does not break open. As you do that, I need. Let's see. I believe, yeah, Commodore. Make a perception check for me, please, as this happens.
Perception. Come on.
When the staff makes contact with the box and it dents in slightly, you see some of the skeletons on the ground shift slightly.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Don't mess with that box. Them skeletons. They seem to be moving.
And then Razor's gonna look at Commodore and said, "What did you say?" And then starts to wind up for another attack.
Uh,
The barbarian would just grab the staff.
You are impeded, Razor.
All right. And then Razor's just gonna give in, because it's Oceana. So yeah.
Um, Notice that Razor doesn't seem to be like wanting to stab the box anymore. She'll let go of the staff before taking one step back and squatting, or at least as close to squatting that a person that has octopus legs can do. And she lightly poke this skeleton right here.
I'm sorry, which one?
This one in front of her.
You poke the leg, and it doesn't seem to respond in any way.
She would turn towards towards Commodore and ask, "Mm, Commodore, are eyes healthy? Skeleton seems to be skeleton." And then she lightly pulls at the leg.
all right, hit the box then.
But before we do so, could Oceana roll an investigation in the box to see if there's any sort of traps?
Sure. Ooh. With a total of 3, you don't notice any kind of traps or anything suspicious about the box.
Well, feeling that the skeletons are just skeletons and she didn't notice any sort of traps, she does give her a nod. Hmm, box should indeed be good. Though wouldn't hurting the box hurt what is uh, organs inside that have gold value?
Mm. Gold.
I feel like while they're doing this, Lucky would be interested in figuring out how that snake buried itself.
Sure. Make a survival check or an investigation check, your choice. With a 14, you crouch down and your hand kind of goes over the small hole that the snake dug, and you realize this is not a natural hole. That snake cast magic to do this.
Can I tell what kind of magic with an Arcana check?
Yes, you can try. You assume it was a low-level spell, but you're not sure what kind.
Like Misty Step, maybe?
You're not sure. It wasn't super powerful, though.
Hmm.
So, what goes on with the box? Do you open it? Do you smash it again? Or do nothing?
Oceana has an amazing idea. She moves over and looks at Razor. Razor, me has plan.
Yes. Okay.
And then she tries to pick up the box.
You try to pick it up? Okay. As you begin to try to lift it, you realize that it is bolted to the floor.
Weird. Me had thought to pick up box and use it on later, like a good club. But seems to be strangely bolted. Hmm.
Hmm. I have a better idea, I think. And then Razor's gonna start prying open the box using a
You
dart, maybe.
Using a dart, you slip the blade
Yeah.
of a dart into the space in between the lid and the frame, and it actually begins to pop open without any kind of further muscling. You could simply open the box if you wish.
Okay. And then I'm gonna turn towards Oceana and then say, um, if I die opening this box, can you please tell my family I love them?
Hmm. Oceana thinks for a little. She moves over here and she shakes her head. You no die for box. And she would like to try to grab Razor and put him here before she opens the box instead to be the sacrificial lamb.
Okay.
Do you move aside,
I mean,
Razor?
Razor's gonna probably, yeah, probably Razor's gonna agree. So I'll
Okay.
move over here, I
Alrighty.
guess. Okay.
Time to take a fire about the face.
All right.
Oceana open the box.
As you open the box, you see that there are several things inside, but unfortunately, at the same exact time you see the contents, you also see that the skeletons begin to stir and rise in an offensive manner. And we're going to roll initiative once more.
I do want to say that as soon as the
Oh
skeletons rise,
no!
Oceana would look at Commander and say, "Oh no! Commander's eyes! They have indeed!"
Told you.
And then Razor's gonna freak out because these are like zombies and stuff. He's gonna say, "Wah! Zombies!"
God, I just realized Oceana and Razor were Shag and Scooby.
So initiative, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Please roll initiative.
Oh yeah, 19.
Shit, I had a hard time with this last.
oh no! Oh no! That was bad.
Nine.
It's top right. Where is initiative? Yeah, I need help. I forgot
Open
what
your
it is.
character sheet, and then if you look at
Yep.
the top right where it says INI and has a +0 on there,
Ah, yeah. Okay. You're
there
right.
you go. Okay. Okay. At the top of the round, we have a Skeleman. This Skeleman is going to run directly up to Oceana and attack with a short sword. Ooh, that might miss. 15. Does that hit? It does not.
That does miss.
It misses. And that's going to be that Skeleman's turn. Who did it pass the turn off to?
Maybe Sienna, right?
Yes, it is now Oceana's turn.
Okay. I need to check one thing, one moment.
Mm-hmm.
I have. Sure, it should be fine. Oceana looks at the skeleton that tried to attack her, and she's going to use one of her tentacles to try and have it fall prone to the ground with an unarmed strike.
Okay.
Here it is, Chef.
It will do a dexterity saving throw. I believe it succeeds.
That succeeds indeed. With her second action, then, she looks at the creature and she's just going to punch it in the face.
All right, second attack. Let's go.
I almost forgot. 1 second. There you go.
That hits. Yeah. Or, sorry. Yeah, that hits. Roll damage. Nice. It actually takes double damage.
Yeah.
So it takes 10 points of blood damage and is now bloodied. You can see parts of its bones begin to fracture after a single punch from Oceana's mighty fist.
Alright then. Then for movement, I really don't like this current positioning that I am in. So I'm going to move. None of them have reach weapons, just to be sure, right?
You see that they are equipped with short swords and bows.
Which one are bows?
All of them have bows.
Oh, okay. Then it doesn't matter. Then I move to here. And then I move to here.
Okay.
Should at least buy some time. And
All right.
that's the end of my turn.
All right,
Oh,
next.
actually, I'm sorry. I forgot one thing. My apologies.
Okay.
I have Tavern Brawler, which means that after I do an unarmed attack, I get to do a bonus action to try to grapple it.
Okay. So let's see it.
So another DC save. How to 1 second. There you
All
go.
right. It will make another dexterity save. Normal. Ooh, that
That's a
succeeds.
pass.
Yeah, it's a 18. Okay.
Okay.
That's going to be Oceana's turn. Next is a Skeleman. The Skeleman is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and flank Oceana and attack with advantage.
I was hoping for the last movement.
Skeleman advantage. I think that still misses. Yep, still misses.
misses.
Damn. Okay. Lucky.
I'm gonna say, oh my god, what the fuck, guys? And I'm going to cure wounds myself because I'm a little hurt from the last fight.
Mm-hmm.
I know you see it. Don't have to say like that. That's kind of rude. Let's see. Did it do it?
Let's see. I think you have to roll it after, like in the chat window.
In the chat window, a D8.
I think there should be like a roll button.
2D8.
Yeah. There should be a roll button for you in the chat. Yeah. 2d8. Let's see. Apply as healing. There we go.
Okay, and then I'm gonna say, I'll be very helpful next turn. I promise. And then just kind of, I'm just gonna move like over here,
Okay.
and I'd like to keep my eye on the blue things at the top and the skeletons. But
Understood.
yeah, that's my turn.
Next is another skeleton. It is going to. Yeah, it is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then it is going to swing at Razor with a short sword. Pew! Damn. 12 misses.
That misses.
Yes. And that's going to be its turn. Next is another skeleton. This one is going to run 5, 10, 15, 20. And attack with advantage because of flanking. Ooh, that's going to hit.
Oof, that
23.
hits. Yeah.
Normal hit. 6 points of pokey skeleton damage. And that's going to be his turn. And this final skeleton is going to move. 10, 15, 20, 25. It's going to stand there, and it's going to fire an arrow at Razor.
Really?
Really? And I really missed. Razor, it's now your turn.
Okay, my turn. So while Razor is freaking out being surrounded by skeletons,
Yes. And they're like making this god awful like clacking sound. They're like so they're like
Right,
coming at you.
right, right. So Razor's gonna whack this guy right here.
Okay.
Good, Oceana, yell one thing before Razor attack.
Sure.
Oceana would look at Razor and say, Razor strong, the skeleton weak. Punch its face, break its bone.
Right. And then Razor's gonna say, "Yeah, I'm alright. I'm fine." And then gonna hit that guy with a quarterstaff.
Ooh, that
I'm sure
just
that
misses.
misses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, just
Right.
under.
Uh, just under. I'm gonna try and hit it one more time
Okay.
with my
Second attack. That'll hit.
That
Roll
hits.
damage.
I'm sure.
And because it's bludgeoning, it'll deal
Please
double
roll well.
damage.
Please roll well.
Max damage.
Oof.
There we go.
There we
You
go.
instantly destroy this skeleton.
Bye, Mr. Skeleton.
It just
Or
crumples
Miss.
into a bunch of pieces.
Oceana just look at Razor
Um,
with Max face. See, Razor strong, skeleton weak. Punch its face.
And then Razor's gonna give Oceana a thumbs up. And then after that, go straight to punching the other guy with a flurry of blows.
Very nice.
That should be under martial. No. That
Should be under features, and then,
feature.
or I believe it's features. Flurry of blows.
Under key. Yeah.
Key, yeah.
Found it. I'm gonna use this. I still rolled twice, right?
Yes, because you get 2 attacks with flurry of
Alright.
blows. That hits.
All right, let me try this one. Do I roll damage first, or do I roll the second attack now?
Let's
Either way.
let's do the damage for this one, and then we'll roll the second attack.
All right, cool.
Do-do-do.
Almost max. 18.
Damn, that guy is almost dead as well. You see another punch from Razor like goes through the rib cage. You can see that the spine is barely intact.
And then another unarmed, right? Do I just
Yes.
manually do unarmed this time?
You can if you want to.
I
It's
guess
it's fine
so.
either way.
Yeah. I guess so. Mm.
That
That would
hits.
hit,
That
I
hits.
think.
Roll
Yeah.
damage.
And then
So what does it look like as Razor unleashes this flurry of blows upon these skeletons?
right. So on the first skeleton, Razor tries to whack it towards the head, but it ducked because it missed. And then he whacks the skeleton downwards, and then it just poof, it just turns into dust. And then the other side turns around, and then does this elbow to the rib cage, and then like a Bruce Lee back fist after.
Incredible.
Um,
You just see
and then after that, yeah, go ahead.
Commodore, you see Razor whirling around in this dim light with his staff. He misses the first one and then comes down with like an overhead hammer blow. And then as that skeleton goes down, he turns around and just unleashes this flurry of swift attacks. You just see him go, "Wachoo!" And with a back fist, and that skeleton goes down in a heap.
Counter
And
was
then
like,
Razor's
"Yes!"
gonna and then Razor's gonna start shivering in disgust because they're zombies and stuff.
They
After.
they got their bone dust on
And-
you.
right, ew. And then Razor's gonna move over to this guy right here.
Okay. Commodore, it's now your
Enter.
turn.
All right, Commodore is going to charge and hope Oceano right here. Give this guy a whack.
Yes. Unleash the mace, or Warhammer, rather. I believe that will hit. Yes, just hits. Nice.
And will I be able to tell who is taking the most damage?
Both of the... Oh, sorry. Your guy that you just hit actually takes 12 damage because you're doing bludgeoning. So he goes down as well.
Oh, okay. In
So
the
he's
party,
dead.
Will I know in the party who he?
Oh, I see. Everybody looks great except for Luck.
All right, look, this is for
Oh, I got something for you.
you. Give you a healing word.
Oh, thank you. I was so out of breath back there. I was just really tired from running, you know. I'm not injured.
And that'll complete my turn.
Okay.
I got
That did not apply.
I didn't select him. My bad.
That's fine. Let me see if I can do it. There we go. There it is. Okay, got it. Yes. Okay, that's gonna be your turn. That Skeleman is dead, and now it is Oceana's turn once more.
Alright then. Oceana looks at the skeleton behind her, try to attack. She readies herself and she's going to go for an unarmed strike with reckless attack.
Okay. With advantage.
Right then.
Oh,
Thank God for advantage, this wasn't a one.
yep.
And
Well, I don't-
she's going to go
I don't punish one, so it would have been okay.
through for enough. I'm going to go for another one with reckless attack though.
It is also reckless, so advantage. Ooh, a
There we
crit,
go.
baby!
That crits.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
First crit
Oceana misses the first
of the session.
point, then she focuses him and goes for a much more precise one next. That didn't roll for crit damage.
Let's see.
It was just normal damage there.
That's fine. So that's 6 doubled to 12, so that's actually 24 damage. So yeah, that skeleton is kaput. And that's without your modifier even, so it would have been even more damage, 24 plus whatever. So
Commodore just see Oceana and she just readies her punch and does a right straight through the skeleton's skull.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
dead. And would you like to move or do a bonus action?
I would love to move, in fact. That's 25 feet of movement. And that is the rest of my 15 feet.
Okay.
End of my turn.
All right. We have Luck.
Lucky is going to first thank you, Commodore. That was so lovely of you to help me in my time of need. I wasn't injured. And then, um, let's see, which one are all these? Some of these are not alive, right?
This guy appears the only one left alive.
Okay, well then I say, well, looks like I don't have much choice than to hit you, and I am gonna try to do another Starry Wisp,
Okay.
because it's all I got.
What kind of damage is this?
This is radiant
Okay.
damage,
Very good.
and let's see.
That will hit.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Woohoo!
Damn,
Hey.
nice damage.
Oof.
Unfortunately, they're not vulnerable, but still
Ah.
good damage.
I'll say it was all because of you, Commodore, that I was able to do this.
He gives you a bow.
And then I say, but I'm gonna stay back here and end my turn.
All right. As you do, you will all watch as the skeleton puts away its bow, takes out its sword, and then it stabs itself and falls to the ground.
What a samurai's death.
As it does, you will watch as they crumble all to dust, or not dust, but into just like piles of bones. And then you hear it. The bones begin to rattle as if there was like a miniature earthquake all around you. You hear the rattle, 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 rattle under your feet. As the bones immediately begin to join together in a pile underneath the chest. And in its place is a massive skeleton formed out of all
Really?
of the skeletons that you just defeated.
Phase 2. Phase 2.
How is Razor feeling?
Really?
This all happened at
Really?
like
Phase
Razor's
2?
feet.
Allow me to add this boy to our initiative.
This boy.
Oh, he rolled really badly.
Let's keep that up.
Okay. So, I believe, Razor, it is now your turn. You see this massive skeleton standing over the chest that you have been investigating, and it is carrying a massive bone club in both hands. What do you do?
So Razor was feeling confident because he got rid of some of the skeletons, right? And then as soon as this big guy shows up, uh, Razor would look at the guy and then with his eyes popping out because he's huge, right?
Yep.
And then Razor's gonna say, Mr. Skeleton, we just wanted the box. Can you give it to us?
The skeleton looks down at you, unmoved. Its eyeless eye sockets just boring into you. And I was mistaken. It's actually carrying a scimitar in both hands. And it just kind of seems to heft it as if ready to slice down on you.
Okay. And then Razor's gonna say, all right, I guess we'll have to do this. And then Razor's gonna move towards here
Okay.
and then hit it with a quarterstaff.
That will hit.
Hits.
That hits.
I think. And then this one is for 6 points, and then I'm gonna spend 1 key point to stun him.
Okay. He will make a con save, I believe.
Con save, yeah, right.
So go ahead and do the key thing.
Yep. Do I just display this like this?
Yes.
Or-
Really, I'm more concerned about it tracking the key points is really what I'm worried about.
No, that's my last key point basically.
Okay, got it. Oh, he rolled a natural 1. He is stunned.
And that would give me one more attack with advantage, right?
I believe so. Stunned. There it is.
All right. So I'll roll with advantage.
And he's stunned until the beginning of your next turn, right?
Until the end of my next turn, as
Got
far
it.
as I know.
14 hits.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
14 hits. All right, cool. That's 10.
Okay.
And then bonus action. I still have an unarmed strike as bonus action, I'm guessing.
Yes, you do have one bonus action attack.
So question DM.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it applies to the 2014 rules too, but if a creature is stunned, it auto fails Dex and Strength saves, right?
Yes.
All right, because I'm gonna shove this guy to the ground.
I don't think you can shove because it's huge size, not large.
It is bigger than you.
Can I not?
Yep, it's bigger than
It
you.
is
Cool.
two
That's fine.
sizes on us.
I'll just
You can only
I'll just
shove and
attack
grapple
then.
one size up.
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, he's huge.
He
He's
is
not large.
huge.
All right,
He's a
got it,
big
got it, got
boy.
it. Got it.
It takes 9
Never
squares.
mind.
All right.
I'm just gonna
Attack.
unarmed strike with advantage
Okay.
again.
That
I'm
hits.
assuming that hits.
Yep. Okay. Very good. He takes that damage.
End turn.
Okay. It is now Commodore's turn.
And I see he's still stunned, or
He is still stunned.
I'm just gonna give him a whack then. Come on. Oof.
15 will hit. Very good.
Oh, nice.
Alrighty. Good.
And I'm gonna tell him when we're done and killing you, I'm gonna gather your bones and throw him out throughout the woods, try to provoke him. And I'm gonna feed the dogs the whole way back home.
Make an intimidation
What a
check.
cleric.
Oh shit!
What a Chad.
With an 11, the skeleton and its faltering gaze doesn't seem to focus on you. Instead, focusing on Razor. At the beginning of the skeleton's turn, it is going to sacrifice a portion of its life to end the stunned condition. And then
It can do that?
it can do that, but it is going to suffer 20 points of damage. So it is now actually at this. This one here. There we go. And now it is now going to swing twice down on Razor with its scimitar. Normal. 16 will miss. You see this massive scimitar in its hands come down, and you dodge to the side deftly, and then it comes down for another swing. An 18 hits,
Oh,
I
just
believe.
hits.
And
Yeah,
now
just hits.
it will swing down and deal 2d12 damage. And you take 22 points of slashing damage.
Oh my god.
Ouch. That hurts.
I try to
Ouch.
provoke him.
And it is not going to move because it's surrounded currently. Oceana, it's now your turn.
Question.
Yes.
Can huge creatures be flanked or
Yes.
not?
But you have to be exactly across from the person you want to flank with.
Okay.
So that would work.
Oceana is going to move to here. She's clearly very, very angry about what her Scoutman just did. And she would say, "You, pile of bones, hit someone from the seas, not the land." And then she's going to strike the creature.
It turns to you. Its massive
then-
frame
And then
groaning
while-
under its weight.
Well, while this is going on, Razor's gonna shout at Commodore and say, "Hey, Commodore, can you stop doing that?"
19 hits. Roll damage.
I'm trying to help.
And then this creature does take damage, but you realize it doesn't have the same weakness as the smaller skeletons. It doesn't seem to be vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. But it does take damage, though.
Can I do a martial check to see
You
if it has
can.
any vulnerability?
You can.
All right then, that is for the martial check. 13.
Okay. You have rolled high enough to ask one question about this creature.
Does he seem afraid of Lucky because Lucky did radiant damage before?
You would imagine. Sorry, asking if it's weak to radiant.
Basically, yes.
Yes, it is weak to radiant damage.
Okay. Oceana, but before she speaks to Lucky, she's going to do her second attack and she's going to punch it again on the knee. She doesn't care that it's big, it can still fall to her fist in her mind.
It can bleed. It can
Um,
die. It doesn't have any
I
blood.
rolled only one dice. 1 second, let me roll the second one.
Sure.
With
Reckless.
advantage. No, because of flanking.
Oh, right. That hits. Roll damage.
There you go.
Nice. Another 5 points of damage.
As Oceana punched the Sphinx legs twice, she looks towards Lucky and says, "Cute cat, this creature afraid of you is. Light, strange magic you use, it's afraid of."
That's
And
gonna
that's
be
the end of her turn.
Lucky. It's now your turn.
Yeah, he should be scared of me. I'm gonna cast a third level slow on him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ooh,
That's a wisdom
So-
save, I believe.
It is a wisdom save, yes.
He is
And
targeted.
I am going to display that in chat for you.
There should be a button, I think, in the chat after you cast that, I believe. Slow. Is it creatures of your choice within range, or is it any
Yeah.
creature? Okay.
I think
Okay,
it is.
got it.
Quick.
All right.
Creatures of your choice, and I don't choose my allies.
Okay,
So
very
I-
good.
Yeah.
It is going to
Oh,
roll this
You want me to just-
save. I got it.
You want me-
He
you want me to push-
fails.
that fails.
did I push consume resource on
No.
that?
No. You've already done it, I think. So yeah,
It
you're
didn't
good.
take the spell slot away from me.
Yes. So you're good to go.
So
Slowed.
he has a -2 penalty on his AC, dexterity saving throws, and can't take reactions.
Correct.
And he can only make one attack action. So yeah, that was pretty good. That's pretty good.
That was good. Yeah.
Thank you. On how do you play cantrips? Do you say cantrips are a whole action, so I can't cast another Starry Wisp? Is that my whole action? to do?
Unless you're like a sorcerer with some kind of like what's that called, the meta magic, then
Yeah,
unfortunately
I think I asked you this last
Yeah.
week and just forgot. I will say, yeah, Oceana, he's totally scared. And my turn.
All right, very good. Let me just get rid
Oceana
of
would
this
just tilt her head,
template.
confused on why Lucky spoke slow.
Razor, it is now your turn. Your foe is moving a lot slower than before.
And then Razor's gonna try and taunt the guy now because he's slow. How do you like that, huh? And then gonna whack it with a quarterstaff.
Okay.
Is the skeleton facing Oceana now, or is it
Yeah,
facing?
facing doesn't matter. It's just for flavor.
Oh, gotcha.
But you will
Oh
have
no,
you will have
so I'm not
advantage on the
flanking or
strike.
anything.
No, you are flanking.
Gotcha.
You'll have advantage because of flanking.
Oh, all right, gotcha. So I'll roll advantage, right?
Yes, please do. That hits. Roll damage.
All right, cool. That was too close.
Especially because its AC is 2 less. Max damage. Well done.
Then one more.
Yes.
Another advantage roll.
Ooh, that was almost a 20.
Does that?
That hits. Roll damage.
All right, cool. Almost max.
Almost.
And then another
Another one.
unarmed strike. Another one. Yeah, that's what we say. That should hit.
That does hit. Yeah.
Another max damage. What? Razor's all psyched up. Or
All
something.
right. Nice. Very well done. That was a lot of damage. He's pretty well beaten up now.
It was the slow, of course.
Yes. And then Razor's gonna shout at Luck. Thanks, Luck.
Commodore, it's now your turn.
I'm gonna try to provoke this guy again.
Okay.
Your feet are more crusty than my grandmother's, and
Ooh, make an intimidation check, sir.
Damn.
Oh
You
my
don't even
god.
have feet.
Starts
oh my God.
starts looking down at you, then looks away. Because you rolled a 7.
Oh, no, Razor's gonna get whacked
Yeah, I
again.
rolled terrible.
That still hits. Roll damage. Very nice.
That's it.
All right. This skeleton is on its last legs. It has already used its only legendary resistance to shed debuffs. Unfortunately, it has another trick up its sleeve, I'm afraid. I need everybody within 5 feet of it to please make a dexterity saving throw.
Does
see-
danger sense apply?
Yes, it does. You see the skeleton reach up with both hands, and it is tall enough to scrape the ceiling, and it starts to cave in a section of the room here as stones begin to rain down on top of the 3 of you. A nice natural 20 on that.
Thank you.
Razor, make a dex save, please.
Dex it. No, I'm trying to figure out if I had evasion or something.
You do have evasion.
I
You
guess
do.
not. All right, so I'll
Evasion
roll
is
advantage.
level
right?
6, no?
Evasion is if you succeed, you take nothing. If you choose to invoke it as a reaction, and you can just automatically take half if you fail.
But I think that's
No,
a level
what I
6
mean,
feature.
yeah, because I'm level 5. So I'm trying to.
Yeah,
look
it's level
for it.
7.
Oh, it
Level
is?
7 feature.
Oh, okay, so it
doesn't have
shouldn't-
right now.
It shouldn't be there then.
All right, cool.
Okay, so just roll it for me.
It's just.
That will succeed. You will all take. Unfortunately, Kumidor, you fail. So you're going to take all of this. The rest of you will take half of 3d12.
Really?
So
I think that's gonna put me down.
you will
Oh,
take
that means
half.
almost.
So that's going to be 13 for you, Razor.
Oof.
Half damage. You're still up. Oceana
Yep.
succeeded, so you will take half damage as well. And unfortunately, Kumidor, you failed, so you're going to take all of this damage.
Hurt.
And that's going to be its turn, because that's all it can do, because it's fucking slow. Oceana, it's now your
Sorry.
turn.
Oceana begin by using her bonus action for Healing Surge.
Okay, go ahead.
There you go. 8 HP
Go.
back.
Uh-huh.
And then after she feels herself a bit more ready, she looks at the creature again. She raises her fist and she knows what she must do. She's going for another series of blows and punches at the
All right.
creature.
Swing.
Swings.
That hits. Roll damage.
Alright then.
All right. It's going to
And
be.
then
How do you destroy this massive skeleton?
alright.
Yippee!
As the
Yeah.
creature is dealing attacks everyone around, and as soon as it falls, Oceana takes advantage of its loss of momentum by grabbing it under the leg, pulling it down to the floor, and as soon as it's down, she readies herself and punches right through the middle of its forehead, leaving a hole where before there was bones.
Incredible. The skeleton falls to its knees and then falls down onto its face. I'll say over here, not on top of the chest. And then it just disassembles itself like Lego pieces, ending the combat.
Nice.
I think as soon as combat ends, I would run to Commodore and heal him.
And then as soon as the combat ends,
Commodore is
Razor's
going to
gonna go
interrupt
like,
you, and Commodore is going to start doing his prayer of healing and heal the whole party.
Okay.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
So you would
"Oh,
like
nice.
you would like to spend 10 minutes here to do that?
If everyone's willing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm willing to
Before
figure.
we,
Razor's like, I'm okay. I just need a little, and then drops to the floor.
I like to imagine before Razor falls to the floor, Oceana picks him up and she says, Razor strong warrior defeats every weak skeleton. And I'm proud of you. Then she gently puts him down next to the others being healed. White rice being there. Oh, and she also would open the box to see what was behind the effort. We do need to know the loot.
You should be able to open the box by double clicking it. But just for chat, you will
Oh, okay.
see that there is a bundle of 20 arrows, a short bow, 2 potions of healing, and 3 rations.
Oops. Yeah, okay.
All right. Ocean, we'll take the rations. 2 of them. And then look at the others. Ah, me found supplies in the box. I feel lads rickets, arrows, and the funny bow thingy you uplanders use.
If you double click on the chest and you click on one of these items, you should be able to transfer it to yourself.
Yeah, I saw the 2 rations. She's
Okay.
just looking at the others to see if they would want anything else because she doesn't want. She's a barbarian. She doesn't really have any needs of the rest of the things there.
I take a potion of healing.
Okay.
Commodore would like a potion of healing as well if there's 2.
Would someone take the other potion of healing and then transfer it to Commodore, please?
How do I do transfer to Commodore?
You in your inventory, you will right click the item, and then there will be an option to give to character.
Do I ping Commodore beforehand?
You just right click and then give to character Commodore, and then you should have an option to accept it.
Commodore, could you move yourself a bit up? Your character, like right here, please, if you can. Thank you. You are appearing right in the middle of the prompt to give
Oh,
another
my bad.
character. Oh, I don't know. I need to write.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm not being able to find
The
Commodore's name.
Hold on just a second.
Is it Bazo Menestarn?
Give to character. No, that's gonna be. Oh, that's right. So I think you're looking for off my meds.
I can't see off my mind at the moment. I can see Jamie.
Yeah, there it is. Sorry, it's Kumador. It's just below Kyo in the list.
I can see. I see Kyo, then it goes to Bazo Menestarn.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I can see it.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's not your fault. Kumador.
I actually had an idea, and Ocean's actually going to take 10 arrows.
Okay.
Because I just realized that I
Um,
can actually use those as improvised weapons. So I can throw them.
Razor's gonna ask the party, "Does anyone want the bow?" No, I'll
No.
take it.
I think
And
while
then
we're sitting here, I'd like
I'm
to
gonna take the rest of
examine
the
the
arrows too, by
bones.
the way.
Examine the bones. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you examine them, Luck?
Well, I like to eat a lot of things, so I guess I'd be like, would these make a good soup? Would are these magical? Will I get any cool abilities if I make these into something yummy? I'm a cat.
Have you ever
Soup.
heard of the saying, you are what you eat? Maybe if
Yeah.
lucky, them, he becomes huge.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Lucky's probably like Lucky's not very smart, so Lucky's probably like, "Hey, that guy's really big. If I made like
the
bones into a soup, would I get really big?"
so to clarify, the creature is actually made up a bunch of smaller bones, like regular like human sized bones, and they
Yeah.
just kind of fell to pieces like a Lego set that's been dropped on the ground. Um, you have a few options here. You can roll
Okay.
either Arcana, Nature, or Survival.
Can I give her gold?
Well,
You can.
I'm gonna go with Arcana. So roll this, and then roll a 1d4. Aw. Aw.
Oh no.
Oh no. I don't think I know anything.
Well, roll 1d4 too and see what happens.
Yeah, roll that one
Oh,
d4.
oh, of course, of course.
9.
9.
Maybe if you took the time, if you had some camping materials to make bone broth, there could be a benefit, but you're not sure.
Cool. You see like Lucky shove like the bones in their bag. I don't know how many they can really fit without being like encumbered, but they're not very heavy because they're just bones, but you see like you see Lucky just like, yeah, I could make like a good soup out of this. This is good. And just like shoving it into their bag like so that no one sees what they're doing because they're kind of like ashamed.
Oceana's just staring at Lucky like without any sort of shame. She's just muttering to herself, so this is what those of the upper lands do with their dead. See.
Um,
Razor's gonna sit beside Luck and help her pick the bones up, and then ask her, "So what are you gonna do about these bones?"
Well, I mean, I feel like they'd make like a really good soup, right?
And then Razor's gonna leave her alone and then follow without saying anything. And gonna follow everyone else.
Aw.
before you continue, Lucky, how
Yeah.
many pounds of bones did you want to take?
I'd say, can I take like, I don't know, 6-ish pounds of bones? I think that's good for soup.
6
I
pounds
do
of
want to
bones.
add that if Luck at any point does struggle with the bone bag, Oceana would just ask, "Oh, do you want me to carry these?" Oh, sorry. She wouldn't say that. She would say, Luck, do you need strong hands help?"
Yes. Can you carry some of these for me? I'll make a soup later if you want some.
Bone soup must be another uplander delicacy. Sure. How many pounds do you want Oceana to carry? She was going to go see the ghost, but she comes back for you.
Can Oceana carry 6 more pounds of soup? Or
I
soup?
think
Bones.
I can carry, if I'm not mistaken here, I should be able to carry 100 more pounds of stuff.
How many pounds do we have, DM?
I'll say you could easily find another 6 pounds of bones if you want them.
Heck yeah, I'll have Oceana take, I'll say, yeah, you're strong. And then I'll say, yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna carry some too. And I hand her all 12 to carry.
Right.
That way I don't have to carry any because I'm weak.
Bundle of bones. Jesus Christ.
I'm not trying to pull a fast one, like, yeah, I'm totally gonna carry some bones too, as I hand you all of the bones.
Oh, so you hand
No,
her both? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to say, as soon as you say that, Oceana shakes her head. No, no, no need. Me strong. I can carry my bones and your bones. Give me your two.
Alrighty, cool. I don't even have to. Oh, great. You're wonderful, Oceana, and hands the bones. I also want to say before we go to the ghost, you'd see Lucky also go pick up all those snakes too. Sorry.
Oceana's
I'm
supposed to come
sorry.
back to the town and she's like,
There's
bartender, I
only
brought you.
there's only one snake corpse down here that you can pick up.
One more. I already have one.
That's
So
true.
I have two now.
All right, so you move down
Very
there to pick it up.
cat-like.
Yes.
Okay. Let me write. Do we already have an entry for that snake corpse? I forget. Is it in your backpack?
I don't think so.
It is
I think
not.
I'm just making you work hard for me.
No, not at all. It's fun. I love this. So we will add another loot item to be snake corpse, and I'm gonna make 2 of them here in a second. The snake corpses weigh about half a pound each, so you'll be carrying a total of a pound of snake meat on you.
Great. This will make really good soup later.
Oh, actually, that's true. I just realized. uh, you'll see what I mean after I'm done here.
That's not
Oh, okay. That's not
Is that a
ominous.
good laugh or
Yeah, what is that?
like a I hope you did not do that laugh?
Okay.
Okay. Well,
I do want to be sure.
already,
Does Mike
already
also
did
give
it.
the snake corpses to Oceana?
Let me give
Or
let
does
let me let me assert a question to Lucky, a moral quandary, if you will. The
Oh,
snake
okay.
corpse that you pick up was a humanoid at
Yeah.
one point, and now it is now a
Oh.
snake corpse.
I mean, I hate to say this, but I don't think Lucky would care.
So that's
I'm
why
sorry.
that's why I have a question mark next to one of the snake corpses, because that's the one that was a Yuan Ti before it transformed into a snake.
Yeah, okay. I hate to say that. I don't think that really matters to Lucky as much,
The proof,
unfortunately.
the reality still stands.
Yes. Ashley will have to live with the consequences, but as far as Lucky's like, hey, food is food.
I do want to ask, do Lucky give the snake corpses to Oceana's bag or just keep them with them?
Oh, I can carry these. They're very light. No need to worry about these. I have special things I'm going to do with them. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Alright then, if that's out of the way, she's going to move to here.
You see these ghosts up to the northwest. Just gently, they're just gently kind of going back and forth in this space, just like in this loose circle. What do you do?
Commodore is going to approach. He's going to say, "I've seen this before, but usually it's just random ships that have just been floating around." And he's going to approach and just stare for a second and see if anyone comes up behind him.
Razor's gonna stay behind Oshana, and then he's gonna peek right over Oshana's shoulders.
Jam.
Yeah.
I actually have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Just from looking at these ghosts,
Hmm.
are we able to notice how they died from their spectral forms? Like, do they have any sort of specific wounds?
You see that these ghosts are dressed in strange garb, or one of them is rather. You see that this one is wearing strange clothes. You don't really see, like, even for humans, this is kind of strange to you, Oceana. You can't really decide if they're from any particular kind of foreign country you've never heard of. It just seems like they're just like dressed really oddly. Like the material seems to not look the way it's supposed to. But these other two ghosts, they seem to be dressed more appropriately to what you've seen before in like cities and towns, you know, like with harbors and stuff like that.
Are the clothes like fancy, or do I want them?
Um, would that's a good question.
Mm.
Let's
I don't think I
see. Let me think about that as you guys have other questions.
um. Do they go show any signs of having noticed yet?
Sorry, what?
Have the ghosts showed any signs of having noticed us?
Nope. As you maintain your distance, they do not seem to notice you.
Mm,
The ghost with the odd garments. Would Commodore know if it's the older style, something that's outdated?
Make a history check.
I'm pretty sure Lucky wants these clothes, and that's not good.
To be fair, they are obviously incorporeal, and you don't think you'd be able to wear them, or at least not for very long.
You're breaking my heart. First the bones, then the skeletons, and now this. What can I have, DM?
You have your bones. Jeez. DM, I would like to skin a ghost and wear it.
Maybe. I mean, if
Christ.
you'd let me, I probably would.
With a 15 Commodore, this is a fashion you've never seen before in all of your travels on the high seas and off of them. It doesn't seem to exist in any kind of metropolitan person, like seeing their catalogs and sketches of fashions from long ago. None of that seems to match up with what you're seeing here.
Jim,
Yes.
can Oceana notice if these ghosts are looking for something? Like, do they appear lost or in search of something?
Make an insight check.
Right?
Can I give her guidance on that?
You can. Roll a d4.
18.
So, Oceana, describe how you're looking at these ghosts to determine their intentions or their disposition. Like, what specific things are you looking for?
So, Oceana was at first just going to fully ignore the ghosts after seeing that they weren't looking at them. But as she noticed Commodore focus on it, she would have moved closer and tried to focus on the way these ghosts were acting in general, at their appearance, at the way their eyes gaze, and the way they moved, especially the sailor ones. She trying to see if they reminded her at all of those that got lost and confused by the waves of the tempest and lost something because of this.
As you are watching, you notice that one of the ghosts, the one in the strange dress, seems to fish something out of a pocket, stare at her hand, and then puts the invisible thing back in her pocket. The other two ghosts, they seem to be having the same kind of attitude as if they were like wandering around a street, a familiar street. You can see that they are wistfully just going around in this circle as if they are unaware that they are dead already.
She noticed this but tilted her head a little and look at Commodore, the cleric, to say very quietly, Commodore, I I thought those two don't notice they aren't living anymore. She points to the other two that seem to be joyously walking, and then she tries to, as discreetly as possible, point to the older one. That one looks at something in pockets, then looks away. This normal uplander habits, landswalker habits.
It's something she's
Mm.
missing that was dear to her. When a Commodore, when I'm creating this character, I'm missing my trinket. Should I have a rabbit's foot?
You can have one, sure.
Commodore's gonna walk up and try to give her his rabbit's foot.
You approach the ghosts.
The one that was reaching in her pocket after she pointed it out.
Do you wait for her to appear before you, or do you walk into the circle?
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. You step a little bit closer, and you wait for them to cycle through.
I'm just gonna kind of hold it up.
And you see that this ghost is in front of you. You can see she begins to reach into her pocket. What do you do?
I'm gonna ask if she dropped something and pretend to pick it off the floor.
The ghost's circle stops as if they are frozen in time. And this ghost looks to you and does not verbally say anything to you, but just stares with her hand still in her pocket. What do you do?
I offer the rabbit's foot.
You see the ghost reach out, and there's a smile that appears on her lips as the hand touches your rabbit's foot. And as it does, it crumbles into dust. But in her hand appears something smooth, like a stone, but has like a glassy finish. And she smiles at it and stares down at it for a moment, and then puts it back in her pocket and begins to resume the trail.
Oh, she's a fucking thief.
She's a fucking.
And the item that she gains also appears to be translucent like the rest of their bodies.
Does she still repeat the habit of?
Yes. Yes, she does. Except now, instead of not holding anything, you see this item that she's gained after interacting with the rabbit's foot.
Well, guys, we gotta smile. I don't know what else to do. I'm at a dead cleric or death cleric.
Maybe another time we'll find something about these.
I think you should reach into her pocket and grab it.
Mm-hmm.
You took your shit. Don't let her treat you like the red thing.
Commodore looks down and is like, I'm covered in rusty chainmail. There's no way I'm sneaking in that pocket.
I'll get it for you.
Do you step back, Commodore, or do you continue to interact?
Commodore just gives him a bow and just steps back.
All right.
I'll try to reach into their pocket.
Okay.
Can I
Oh
make
my-
a suggestion
I
out
got
of character before we do that? Out of character, could Commodore give guidance at least lucky for this? Out of character, that's I'm not Ocean, that's me, Paula, just suggesting this. Because I fear this might go badly either way, but
Oh, it
who
will.
knows?
She stole your shit. You can't let her treat you like that. I reach into her pocket and try to get the rabbit's foot and maybe whatever else
Commodore,
I can reach.
Commodore, you see Lucky. Do you stop or provide guidance?
I'm providing guidance.
Okay.
I take another step back and just watch the chaos unfold.
So you just like tap guidance and then step back.
Yep.
All right, roll a dexterity check.
Oh, dexterity check.
Sorry,
Okay.
actually, this
No,
will be sleight of hand.
hand?
Sleight of hand. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah. And then roll a
All right,
d4
ready?
on top of that as well. Ooh, pretty
Okay.
good.
And then Razor's gonna say, "Hey, look! If you die, you still have 8 lives."
Oh yeah, totally. I want to reach into her pocket. I want to grab his lucky foot and also whatever else my little paws can get their hands on.
You reach into the ghost's spectral pocket, and
And I want their clothes too.
your hand goes right through this phantasmal form, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
You suffer
Oh no.
6 points of necrotic damage as your hand reaches into the pocket. But you did roll well enough, despite the pain, to retrieve something.
Woo.
You
Is it his lucky foot?
It is not.
Oh.
It is not the lucky foot, actually. It is a vial of some kind.
Drink it. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
what
I
Commodore-
would.
That's what
Does
Commodore.
Commodore
Add
say
it to
that?
the soup.
Commodore
Add it
does
to the
say
soup.
drink
Add it
Does
to
he
the
say that?
soup.
it.
Does he? Oh, you know what? We could add this to the soup, unless the Commodore tells me to drink it now, and I'll chug it.
And Commodore. He did say, but he definitely didn't mean it. He's,
I do want to say that Oceana would intervene if Lucky tried to drink it right away.
Lucky will turn to the party and say, "Don't worry, I'm not that chaotic." And then and then just like put this vial like in their pocket and be like, "We'll add it to the soup, of course."
Okay,
Oceana, for the first time since we talked about safety, like, I see landwalkers use soup for words for poison. Good.
Commodore is just gonna ask you just to see what's in the vial, just to see if he can tell what it is.
sure.
Just to see it.
Luck, do you hand over the vial?
Yeah,
what?
I think can we do it together?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of you can look at it. The other one can offer advantage. I'm sorry, not advantage, but their assistance.
I'll is it Arcana check?
It will be an Arcana check, yes.
I have high Arcana. I'll say, do you want to assist me?
I can cast guidance on you. And I will assist you.
Okay.
Okay, so advantage. And a 1d4.
Yes. Okay.
So 24.
With the 24, you're still not sure what this liquid does exactly, but it is most likely a benefit.
Cool.
I think we should chug it. It's a benefit.
Let's wait.
It's a good thing.
It will be
Yes,
a
I think.
temporary benefit.
It's a temporary benefit. We'll chug it during combat.
Well, it's yours. Good shit.
Good shit. Too bad I didn't get your Lucky's foot. Lucky will kind of like put their paw on your shoulder. I'm so sorry you lost your lucky foot. Also, do you take people's feet? Because I really don't want you to take my feet. It's not, I know my name's Lucky, but I don't want my paw to be a keychain. You kind of scared Lucky a little bit.
I pulled that off a dead man from a ship called the Grace.
Oh, good. Okay, as long as you won't take my paws or feet, we're fine.
It was filling up my pocket anyway.
Uh, Lucky, do you move away from the ghosts?
Yeah, I guess I won't mess with them too much.
Okay. Oceana and Razor, what have you guys been up to?
Oceana, she took a small moment while the others were discussing the vial, and remembered the rough layout. She went down this corridor, moving in this direction to see what lies ahead.
Okay. As you enter this space, you will recognize that there is a familiar-looking tile pattern here that matches the entryway into this cavern.
Does there anything from um ceiling or the like?
Nope, there doesn't seem to be anything special about the ceiling. You will
She
also
would come
see
to him.
you as you move ahead. You will see that there's another patch of a similar tile.
She would reach here. She would quote unquote kneel down and should lightly tap on the thing.
Feels very cold to the touch and smooth, except in places where it's cracked. And then Razor, you will see down at the south that same tile pattern, a patch of it.
Does it does it feel solid or does it feel unstable as she touches it?
Feels very solid.
Okay. You
So
try
Razor's
to,
just on Oceana's back at this point.
Oh, got it.
she
And that
would gently
Yeah.
put the razor down for a moment before trying to step on top of it,
okay.
as if anything would happen.
Nothing happens. You hear
Okay.
your feet just slap on a cold tile.
Okay. Oceana would look at George and say, this texture, same one as from the start.
Oh,
As we move, is there any sort of there is a passageway here?
Yes, there is. As you move into this space, you will see a familiar sight as a puddle of fog begins to form into the space up ahead.
Ooh.
And
can't see shit.
and inside this puddle of fog, you will see a dark shape inside it that is not moving. It appears to be a stationary object.
Does it seem to be someone that's alive, like Razor was before,
No,
and suffering?
it does not appear to be a full-sized humanoid figure. It appears to be some kind of item.
Okay.
Item?
Razor's gonna say, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do that again."
Shannon look at Razor and ask, Razor, Razor, when you went previously, how did it feel?
Uh, well, there were a lot of hands, and there were a lot of bones, as I can remember. But I didn't feel anything. Like it didn't hurt.
How far away is it again? Sorry.
The item is in the very center, so it's about 15 feet in. 10 feet in, sorry, 10 feet.
10 feet.
DM question.
Yes.
Does it look like the item has like a something that would hook it onto something, or like a? Because I'm planning to like shoot the item
No, there doesn't appear to be any kind of
towards the other.
mechanism. It seems like it seems to be the center point of this swirling fog.
Shannon would look at Lucky and ask right away towards them. Here's Lucky. If no one does anything, you jump into the thing to try to get it. Is that what you do?
I would love to do that, but
Lucky, Lucky, I'd like you
yeah.
to make a perception check at advantage as you look at this cloud with this thing in it.
And check the advantage.
Hey,
What, whatever's in there looks to be like the
Yeah.
shape of a cat.
Oceana, we must save it. It is a cat. It is my people. The cat lord would not approve of this. The cat lord would be pissed. I must do it.
Okay, okay. For the name of your honor and people, I understand. Give me a moment. Oceana would try to adjust herself here. Just to be sure, does the thing appear to be stuck on the ground or does it seem to be free on the floor?
Can't get a good look at it from here.
Okay. Oceana is going to tie a rope to her trident, and she's going to try to fish the thing with her trident. Like she's going to toss it, then try to have it hook on its edges to
Okay.
pull it back.
Make an attack
Yeah.
roll.
Commodore is going to give her guidance.
All right.
Guidance applies to attacks.
Nope, that's ability. You're right.
Can I use reckless attack though for this to give myself advantage?
Sure.
I'll help by like cantripping dancing lights to see if I can get the cat to like chase the lights like I would.
19.
Does that help?
You make as Oceana's doing this, you make like a little red laser dot on the
Yes,
ground.
yes.
The figure does not move. You do not even see its head.
No!
You don't even see its head look in your direction. With the 19, you expertly toss the trident just behind this, whatever this is, and begin to try to scrape it back towards you. As you do so, the rope goes tight against your grip as a pair of skeletal arms and hands grab on and attempt to pull you in, but not through strength, through force of will. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh.
I will. I can inspire you somehow.
Too late.
Oh no!
No.
And
Oh.
With a 10, you will all watch as Oceana is drags,
Okay,
excuse me.
because I'm not in the pool, would I have advantage because I'm not directly touching it? By any
Nope.
chance?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately, it's just the way that this particular trap is written. You are pulled into the center of this fog, and you will all watch as the fog begins to dissipate as it seems to be repelled from Oceana's body, but she rises 5 feet off the ground as if pulled by something in her chest, and you see her arms and legs go wide and her eyes roll into the back of her head. As Oceana, you experience a vision. Hold on for me for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
You are pulled into a memory that is not your own. Everything is dark, and you are cold. A distant roar echoes overhead. Something unaware and uncaring passes over as the world moves on. You're gritting your teeth. Your breathing is ragged, with a death grip on something scaly and writhing in your hands. Suddenly, there's a hiss, pain, and then darkness. You come back to your senses, back to the fog pool, as you are held by a pair of skeletal arms. What do you do? And you
Can
all
I cast dispel magic?
dispel magic? Sure.
Yeah.
Before anyone casts any magic, can I grab the thing, the item?
You are currently restrained. You may make a athletics check to escape if you would like to.
Sure. Let me try to go out of this without the magic first to see if I can. 18.
With an 18, you see Oceana's figure mightily struggle against the arms and hands, and she breaks free. And as she does, the fog pool dissipates. And you will
Okay.
now see a figurine in the center of what was the fog pool, and it appears to be an onyx panther.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Oceana would pick this figurine up, should walk towards Lucky and present to them. Here, I save your honor. And she says with a smile on her lips.
Ash, if you wouldn't mind double clicking on the figurine of wondrous power and then accepting it, please, into your inventory.
Okay. Where is that at?
It's right here. Do you see it?
Oh.
So double click that. and there
Okay.
should be like a list, and then you
Oh,
should.
it says I'm too far.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Commodore is
I
going to
took it.
offer his assistance to identify exactly what that is
Sure.
and give her guidance.
Lucky, as you are handed this item, you hear in the back of your mind a low humming, like a purring kitten.
Oh.
So, do you guys stay here to try to identify the item, or do you move on to try to find somewhere maybe a tad bit safer?
Commodore is going to advocate to just identify it.
Oceana
think
would
so,
suggest
too.
that she'd say, we wasted lots of time already, both in waiting there for strange sound of healing and in general. Don't you not remember? We here to save spawn of Red Heart One from the village. Time we take, good, well, time be wasted for the beam. I think haste is of the matter.
So, what's the plan?
Well, I guess we could always identify it later.
Can we walk and identify it?
Nope.
We just go kind of shoulder to shoulder.
Unfortunately,
Is
not.
this something I'd have to attune to at all?
You don't know.
I will say, yeah, we can do it in a safe place. Maybe we try to get out of here first. Even though I am also just as curious as you, Commodore.
Okay.
We
Razor's
have
just gonna get on Oceana's back again.
alright. Oceana would see two paths ahead. One up and one front. Luck, you be fortunate. Which direction do we go?
Lucky is no, you do. Lucky's more of a follower. I tend to go down paths that more interest me than the goal objective, and I feel like I would not stay on top of our goal here. I would
On top,
go find cooler things like that ghost. I really want to go back to the ghost as Lucky's like walking with you guys. The ghost really intrigued me.
I'd want to say that Oceana moved as soon as you sat on top. She was like, top path. Alright.
Lucky.
I really want their clothes.
Lucky,
Yeah.
as you are pontificating, you begin to hear cackling coming from behind you.
Oh.
As appearing from around a corner, you see a skull that is flying through the air and glowing to the south of you. As you see a
Ah.
flaming skull beginning to look around the room. What do you do?
I shoot it with a starry wisp. I say, Razor would not like this, and I shoot it with a starry wisp.
Okay.
Because what the heck is that? Okay, here you go. And
When she casts this, does it make a sound?
It does.
Okay.
That will miss. As the starry wisp shoots just underneath the skeleton, it does not seem to notice you, but does continue to look around. You have a moment to act. What do you do?
I start sneakily following it.
The
What is it
skull?
looking for? Yes.
Split the party.
I start following the skull. What is it looking for?
It's staying in place. It doesn't seem to be looking for anything in particular that you are aware of. So you stay where you are?
I'm curious.
Okay.
I want to know what
the
I want
three
to
of
know what
you,
it is.
the three of you up there, what do you do?
So we heard this, right?
You did hear the bolt of energy go off. What do you do?
I'm gonna whisper to the other two, like, did y'all hear that?
Yes.
I think Lucky
where's
has not
Lucky?
heard of the saying "curiosity does what to the cat."
Unalives the cat.
Sorry, guys. What would
Oceana,
I be if I wasn't a chaotic bard, right?
Ocean also hadn't heard about this saying, so with a look of worry, she moves with speed behind. Lucky, be careful!
Okay, you
A
all
woman named
see
Quiet,
Curiosity!
you all see this
quiet.
you all see this skull. You can hear it cackling like a madman, even though it has no jaw or lungs or anything. You have an you have a single action, a single round to do something. What do you do?
Does the skull look friendly or no?
It is an undead creature that is cackling with glowing red eyes and surrounded by necrotic flames.
Can I roll something to see if Oceana has ever heard of this? Either from the caravanners, from the sailors that she has met, or the like?
Make an Arcana or History check. What does somebody else do?
Can Commodore assist her or do the same?
As a cleric, I will say that you have heard of flaming skulls. This is an undead creature that is chaotically evil.
And he doesn't notice us right now.
Oceana, you've never seen or heard of this thing before. What did you say, Commodore? Sorry.
It doesn't notice us at the moment.
Currently.
What's going on? Guys, we probably should just continue. If he
Ooh.
doesn't.
You don't want to, you know, cure the world of yucky things?
Razor,
That's
what
not
is
my business? My
Razor?
business
What is
gold.
your action?
I'm actually still thinking. I don't know
Okay.
what to do. 'Cause I'm
All right,
scared.
Luck, what is your
Oceana
action?
is going-
Uh, I think I would use my action to talk to Commodore and say, you don't want to, cleanse the world of this nasty thing.
Okay,
can I do something else beyond the history check?
sure.
Okay, Oceana, as a good barbarian that she is, seeing that everyone is in doubt, she knows the solution. She draws her hand axe and throws at the thing.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Like a true barbarian.
All right, Commodore.
Yeah, Commodore's gonna let her because he is who he is and he doesn't interfere. He uses words but not actions to interfere.
Also, I'm going to use reckless to have normal. Oh fuck.
Okay. The hand crossbow goes. I'm sorry. The hand axe goes wide and lands somewhere over here. The flaming skull doesn't seem to notice, but it does begin to move further in. As it does so, it cackles in this infernal voice, and then you hear another source of cackling as another flaming skull enters into the room.
I went away for a minute.
You have another round of actions. What do you do?
As soon as
Second one?
Oceana throws the axe, Razor's probably gonna test the short bow that he got.
I
and
do want to say that
shoot at
Oceana
the-
will look at this thing and say to the group, "You're just happy." And she takes a step to the left.
Yeah.
Razor, do you take a shot?
I'm scared, but Razor is probably gonna take the shot.
Okay. What do you shoot?
The one that Oceana. Let me target that. Real
Sure.
quick. This one, right?
Okay.
So how does this work? Does it like? No, it misses. Like probably Razor's getting used to the short bow still.
Yep. You can make another attack if you would like to, or you can forgo the rest of your actions for this round.
Razor's probably gonna sit this one out and
All right.
then go with
Commodore.
Oceana.
Commodore is going to grab Lucky and drag her up the hall.
Okay. Lucky, do you allow yourself to be dragged?
Lucky does, but Lucky's gonna like cackle like the skulls. Like
As you do, they both turn in your direction, and you see that their eyes begin to light up even further. And they begin to both cast third level fireballs.
That. I just
What do you
wanted to
do?
cackle
Jeez.
too.
You have an action.
Die?
You have an action to do something. What do you do?
Probably go around the corner and dodge.
Okay. Both of you use your actions to sprint with the rest of the party. As you begin to enter this space, you will see a massive explosion right behind you. As a third level fireball explodes just behind your tail that you kind of tuck around your waist, narrowly avoiding a very burny, hurty death.
Would Commodore know if they seen us or just heard?
They definitely saw you guys after hearing that cackling and looking at you guys. If you do not
Just was trying to
hurry,
get fun too.
if you don't hurry, you imagine that they will begin to give chase.
Run!
Dash.
Okay.
Everybody run!
You escape the
Bonus
scene.
action dash.
You escape the scene and the flaming skulls, and I will move you to the next space.
Sorry guys, I just wanted to cackle and get their laugh down as maybe I'll use it in a song. I didn't know they were gonna fucking shoot a fireball at me.
I do want to say that while you run,
Commodore knew
Oceana.
exactly what that was. I was like, oh, fuck.
I said that while you ran away, Oceana would look at the group and say, "Oh, were those things curiosity?"
And I cackle like them back at her. That's what they sounded like. All I wanted to do was use their laughter and maybe a song and, have a cute little story. I didn't know they were going to try to shoot me, Commodore. Why didn't you say they were going to do it if you knew they were going to do it?
Hey, the best lessons are the hard ones to learn, right? Now you know.
Oh.
You cross through some narrow passages before you go back out into the open, and you can see that the sun is still in the sky, though it is quickly fading through the fog. And you come across the way. You see a massive structure that lies before you. Unfortunately, you don't really see anywhere else to go to the left or to the right. And you can also go back the way you came if you really want to explore other avenues, but you don't really remember seeing any. So let me just set this up for you guys. If you choose to go forward towards a large, mostly intact building, is what you're seeing ahead of you.
Before we go, Oceana, just like she was doing before when we were outside, she tries to scan the surroundings for any sort of enemies, traps, or the like.
You don't really see anything out of the ordinary. Go ahead and make a perception check, and anybody else can as well if you want to gather some information.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, I do.
Commodore wants a...
Oh, I don't know shit. I'm so freaked out.
Your tail's all poofy.
Yeah, like the hairs on my whole body is fluffy like cats do when they're scared.
All right.
I can't click on my my token for some reason.
You might be
Maybe
buried
because
under
there's
somebody.
that or something.
You might you might be buried under somebody. Let me. There you go. Try it now.
There we go. Thank you. Perception, right?
Yes.
Hey.
Very nice. Sorry, hold on 1 second for me, please. I am struggling to do something. Okay. All right. With a 23 Razor, you notice that the building up ahead, you notice a familiar looking green splash of color snaking its way on the ground and into an open door. into that building.
Another chase.
Yes.
It's a little too late to chase it because it already makes it inside.
Oh,
But you know
I
where
didn't.
you know where it's headed.
Commodore is gonna advocate to check out that figurine.
Was it a door?
Yes, the snake slithered through an open door into the larger building ahead.
Uh, does Razor see any foot traffic going into that door?
Just you guys. Is the only humanoids you see up and walking around.
Okay, cool.
I say that
Or maybe footprints?
Too far away currently. You're like in the mid section here, not standing in the tunnel you guys were in, and not necessarily approaching the building yet.
Lucky's gonna pull out the figurine and be like, "Oh hell yeah, Commodore! Let's definitely check this figurine out."
Oceana would look at them and say, "You're too sure? Sky going dark soon.
Well,
Shouldn't we go inside?"
we're about to go in the building regardless, right? How long does it take to check out this figurine?
It could
Should be up 1 hour. Short rest.
You could probably, if you had time to like sit down and look at it, you could probably do it over the course of like an hour.
So we can take a short rest while we look at it.
Sure.
'Cause
If you want
Commodore
to,
is
if you want to do it out here in the open.
We'll probably. Is there? If we look, do we see any spot where we could do a short rest safely?
Potentially inside the building that the snake just went into, depending.
All right. I guess I'll look at Commodore and be like, "How about we find a safe place to take a short rest, and then we check this figurine out."
Sounds good.
Yeah, and I also need to take care of this, and then Razor points into a bump on his head because of the ceiling falling on him earlier.
Yeah, I feel like we all could use a little bit of rest for a minute.
Okay.
Where do you guys think the best place to rest would be?
Up ahead, and Oceana starts going towards the building in front of them.
Alrighty.
The one that the snake entered.
Commodore is gonna reluctantly follow.
Oh yeah,
You're right. You're right.
You begin to approach a rather large building that looked like it was ornate at one time, but it has since been left into decay. You see that the door is immediately open, and then there's a closed door, this like double door set. What do you do? And you can see partially inside as well through the windows that are at the front of this building.
Where did everybody go?
Do you not see each other?
I don't see anybody
Yeah,
but
I only
me.
see me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I only see me.
Hold on.
I see Commodore.
Hold on for me for just a second here.
Hello. We're dancing.
Guys, where are you? Razor's probably like that now.
You still don't see each other?
No, it's just
Nope.
Well, I only see my token.
That's so weird. What is going on?
The only thing I see is Commodore and Oceana doing the cha-cha-cha.
Oh, okay, so you do see each other. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on for me for just a second. I understand what happened now. Hold on just a second. There we go.
Hello?
There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, hey.
Fogawar.
Found them.
You had that
Hello.
barrier on that walkway.
Yep. That's what it was.
I
Yep.
just I was by myself. I was so scared.
You see that you're
yeah.
stepping on a blue paved walkway up to this door.
Is there anything noticeable about this paved walkway, or it's just a walkway?
It seems to be in disrepair. It's scuffed and damaged and cracked. But at one point, you can imagine it looking quite nice. And then to the left and right, you see that there was like a manicured yard at one point, but it's since overgrown or scuffed in patches.
So the bartender said that this was like recently built here, or
It appeared
has this been
recently.
here for a while?
It appeared
Okay,
recently.
appeared recently.
Yes.
Okay.
The iron gate suddenly appeared in the mist and fog.
Okay. It's weird. That's suspicious.
And nobody
I
has
say-
been inside, except for you.
Me say we continue, and Oceana will try to open the door ahead.
Okay, you open the door. Do you step inside? As you do, I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit,
Does
Commodore did the
dangerousness
same thing.
activate?
Only Oceana will make this save. What'd you say?
Does dangerousness activate?
It does. Oh,
I'm in
actually,
danger.
no, it doesn't actually. So we will take that
13.
13 because it was the first roll. So you succeed, and you only suffer 1 point of acid damage as a vial smashes onto your head that was like hanging above the door frame.
A second.
A trap?
In my D&D, a trap?
A trap? As long as there's no puzzles, because I'm so bad at puzzles.
As Oceana enters ahead, her instincts scream at her, and she quickly moves to the left to dodge some of the spray, only a little bit getting on top of her hand. Though most of it falling to the floor. Hurts, burns, but we fine. Be careful, traps ahead.
Okay.
Can I roll something to see if there are any other obvious traps on the ceiling? On the side.
You look around with your superior dark vision, and you look at the ceiling, which is about 20 feet up. You don't see anything that's immediately screams trap to you, and you give it some pretty good scrutiny.
After doing so, Oceana goes quiet for a second, trying to see if she could hear any noise of living things.
Everybody can roll a perception check if you would like to try to see if there's any suspicious noises.
Oh god, finally, the first time ever she actually rolled good when she tried to do this.
Yeah,
That's tough.
I roll so terrible. That's why I play cleric.
High five.
I know things. I am smart.
Oceana and Luck, the two of you are somewhat aligned with predatory forces, though one on land and one in the water. And both of you hear what sounds like hissing coming from this direction.
Oh,
And
like a snake?
not just one snake, but perhaps a lot of snakes. You just hear a
Oceana turns to look at the group and she says, me hears the noise of many sea and land eels to the right.
Yes, I
Well,
hear them too.
perfect. Then for now,
Commodore,
let us head to the left then.
Commodore's want to asking you, Cypher, are they coming towards us, or are they just?
They seem to be staying in place.
Gotcha.
The land eels, by the noise, seem like staying place. Maybe a nest of them, or the like. And for now,
DM, are the windows open by any chance?
Um,
Or do they have glass on them?
the windows are completely open. They have like the iron
Alright.
bars on there.
Oh, so we can't pass through the windows.
No,
Alright, cool.
not easily anyway.
All right, cool. Then Razor's just gonna follow Oceana because he's scared.
Okay.
what is this square here of green?
You see a collection of fungus. I'm sorry, not fungus, of like mold. It's just you just see like this puddle of dampness that's collected here, and you just see it just propagating some lichen.
As soon as Oceana sees this, she runs with her tentacle legs all the way back towards Lucky, grabs them by their hand, and pulls them over. Look, Lucky! Thanks for your soup poison.
Razor's gonna look for any source for the moisture. Does Razor see that?
Maybe the
Up
fog.
on the ceiling or something? fog are.
It's generally humid because of all the fog and mist.
Can I roll
Gotcha,
survivor?
gotcha.
I'd like to see if Oceana knows if there's any sort of useful things there that could be harvested.
There is obviously nothing apparently useful about this
Not for soup.
lichen here.
Not for soup at all.
Maybe if you're brave.
I don't say that because I am curious.
Anything's
No, hold on.
food if
Let
you're
me
brave
The
enough.
DM
me
taunts
tell you.
behind his microphone.
Let me tell you, Lucky is not brave. Lucky is curious. Lucky's a scaredy cat, but Lucky's curious.
I do want to say that if like we try to harvest the fungus,
Yeah,
Oceana will give the 8 action to them.
Lucky will definitely do that. Lucky will try to harvest some, like maybe I have like a empty vial in my bag or.
But we're going to create a level 10 poison.
The only vial you really have is that liquid of that ghostly liquid vial.
We also have a healing potion. Did you ever use any of those?
True. You could empty that and then use the vial if you want to.
Actually, I do have a vial with me.
There we go.
I have
Great.
I have a water skin.
Sure.
Oh,
If you want to
yeah.
empty that out and stuff some lichen in there, sure.
Okay. Let's try it. Let's all drink this water though. Don't let it go to waste. We don't waste water.
No. Like Oceana is going to drink her water first before giving you. She's going to empty her water skin.
I'd like to imagine that Oceana has like salt water in her water skin.
Oh, yeah, I like to imagine that she was like, oh, and that's why she never shares this for anyone.
That's hilarious because Lucky like tried to reach for it, and as soon as you pull away, Lucky was like, "Oh, okay. You don't want to share? That's fine. You don't have to share. I have my own."
Oceana, you drink your entire water skin, reminding you of home. Hydrating your insides in the best way possible for you, and you're able to scoop up some of that lichen if you want to note that down for yourself.
All right, then let me just change here 1 second.
I can't wait to make a soup later.
There you go. Add it to the inventory.
Okay.
Now let's continue.
Good soup.
As we move through here, do we see any sort of traps in the ceiling too?
You do not.
Where are we? Where are you guys?
They went to
Down
the
to the
south.
left.
They went down to the south, and
Oh,
then to
this
the
way?
left.
Yeah, I'll just
Oh.
wait for them to also come here. So
So this way.
And then further
I mean,
down.
Commodore was
There you go.
Hanging out.
There you go. You pass by another patch of lichen as you go further up into the north. You enter into a much larger space, and you can see that there is some ambient lighting in this direction that you can't really see properly because of how the map's made. But you can see some light coming in through the broken ceiling from there.
So what you're telling us is this is a good place to take a short rest.
Maybe. You see that there is another closed off building here, like a room within a room, that you may find the entrance to somewhere inside.
Sharon look at the group and say, don't not remember. Lots of CEUs in that direction, and she points this here. We're moving ahead. And apparently doing a spin because of accidents. Okay, that's a lot of doors.
You see that there's some doors, a pair of double doors ahead of you to the north, and then you see another entryway to another room here.
Okay, she'll look at the artist group and says, Commodore, you wise. Which door?
Commodore's gonna pull a coin out. We're either going up or down,
Hell yeah, brother.
heads or tails.
All right.
Absolutely.
Odds or
Can I-
evens? Odds or evens?
Odds is up, evens is down.
Odds.
Same number.
Oh, nice.
Same number.
All right, now left and right, same thing. Odds left.
So you're going up, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it looks like we're going to the left.
The left door?
Yep.
Who opens it?
Before we
Is it
do, Oceana will try to see if there's any sort of trap or the like on it.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Let's go. 1 second.
Cast guidance.
Okay. And then add a d4. Nice. Maximum add a
Hey.
20. Nice. Yes. You look at this door and you kind of test it before you open it, and there is another acid vial poised above the entryway of this door. And you rolled high enough that there is another acid vial above this door as well.
Oh, they're
Don't
above
wanna-
every door.
Okay. Oceana would move to open, but then she remembered the previous trap and she takes a good look. The holy magic of the cleric helping her do those. And as she finishes, she would look at the group, is setting down on all of her tentacles and saying, "Ah, strange burning liquids on these doors too. Snap again, I suppose. Anyone can handle it before I open?"
Commodore's going to ask is, anybody know how to disengage this trap, perhaps?
Do I have something? One
I
sec.
don't-
No, I
Do I have something?
How would you
think
how would
so.
you describe how you would disarm this trap if anybody would like to try? And we'll make it the appropriate
anyone-
checks.
How high are the doors,
That's the thing.
DM?
Could I reach the vial with my tail?
The doors are about 5.5 feet tall. Sorry, no. They're taller than that. I'm sorry. They're about 6 feet tall.
So I'm 6'9".
6
Could I
feet.
just reach it with my tail?
It's on the other side of the door. You would have to open it to get to the vial, unless you try some other method to try to get to the what is holding the acid vial or something like that. It's a little too narrow for your tail.
Is there like a gap between the door and the wall
There is.
at the top?
There is a gap between the
There
door
is.
frame and the door at the top.
Can
Gotta
Razor
cut it.
try to shimmy off the vial using a dart?
Sure, that's possible. We'll say that luck will kind of put you on her shoulders, and you're able to get up to the door frame in a comfortable manner. Make a sleight of hand check for me.
Can I assist? Wait,
Gotcha.
because I'm proficient in it.
Roll your own sleight of hand check, luck, and we'll see what the bonus will be.
I
I
give
mean-
guidance to Razor.
All right. You will provide a +1 bonus to this. So
And then I
D4,
got
and then a
guidance,
D4.
D4.
So 5, 19. Very good. You're able to successfully cut the cord that is holding the dangling acid vial, and it drops to the ground harmlessly. And you have disarmed the trap on the left door.
And then I'm gonna go to Oceana and then tell her, Oceana, I think it's safe now.
"Oh, did you take from the both doors?"
Yep. Just a,
She fully trusts you and going to pass through the door.
Razor's not that smart.
As you step through, an acid vial drops on your head. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Commodore just smiles. He heard the whole conversation, saw everything, and just smiled.
Wait, does danger sense activate or do you have
Yes, it will. I'll say it does activate this time for sure because you knew that there were traps ahead of time.
Thank you.
12,
Wow.
you barely succeed and only suffer 3 points of acid damage.
Can't have shit.
And then Razor says, "Oh, there are 2 of them."
I yes, I said so. I,
As you enter this room,
I'm
you will see
sorry.
that there is a skeleton draped across a chest, and uh, out of the hands of the skeleton, you will see that there is a whip on the ground. And then to the right of this chest, you will see a rather adventurous looking hat.
A hat?
Yes, a hat.
I must have this hat.
As you
Are
behold,
we seeing any boulders or
was gonna-
anything? Because this
was gonna s-
sounds familiar.
I was gonna say, Commodore investigates the body if possible.
Razor, give yourself inspiration for catching on the inspiration for this room.
All right, gotcha. Yeah.
As you behold the skeleton and the potential mysteries that it perhaps is hiding in this chest, that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Oh.
Whoa. You just don't want me to have hats or any cool clothes.
You'll get it next week.
DM, where do I add the inspiration here in Foundry?
It's probably going to be better for you to make a note either on the Foundry sheet
Just
or
a note.
somewhere separate, because
Gotcha.
I allow you to have
Alright,
more
cool.
than one inspiration at a time. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
you won't be able to use them all at once, mind you, but you'll be able to hoard them like a dragon if you want.
Okay, gotcha. Noted.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for playing. Did y'all have fun?
Yes,
Yeah,
you did,
absolutely.
Jack.
Hell yeah.
You do a great game.
Fantastic.
I do want to say I think it's very funny that Ocean is the one looking for traps, despite having -1 intelligence and no proficiency in investigation. And she's succeeding.
She's
She is
succeeding.
finding the trap.
She's doing great.
Right.
She's doing really great.
All right,
Okay.
Lucky's rule.
Razor's just too scared to do anything at this point.
All right. Well,
I also do want to say that I feel very bad because I have been hiding my rages.
yeah, you've been holding on to them. I'm surprised you didn't whip one out for that giant skeleton fight. I was like, here comes a rage.
I was going to, but then I thought, oh, it's a skeleton. It's probably weak to crushing, and we do have lots of bludgeoning. Then I
True.
didn't, but then we started hitting, and then I was like, oh, maybe next turn I'm going to do it. Then Lucky was just like, behold, slow!
Yes, that was huge. I was like,
That was
what?
clutch. Yeah, that was clutch.
Because he was going to be able to do the ceiling thing and then also attack once. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty
I am
good.
Smart bard. I am like help my party members.
Very cool.
Oceana
Doing
gives
bard
mom that
things.
approval to Lucky.
All right.
With the flame, Commodore loves chaos, so he's gonna let y'all do whatever without interference. And for him to interfere with the flaming skulls, he was like, "Oh fuck, okay."
That's huge.
And Luck is unfortunately so chaotic.
I was really tempted to not do anything because as a player I do know what a flaming skull is, but I was reading back Oceana's flaws and bounds, etc. And her flaw is literally violence is my answer to almost any challenge. So it's
Makes
like,
sense. Makes
okay,
sense.
fine, she's going to throw a hand axe at the thing.
That tracks.
Yeah.
That's-
Mm-hmm.
I think Lucky's just Lucky was just looking for something interesting to happen, of course.
Also, Oceana has a big problem regarding honor. She was really going to avoid that pile, but as soon as Lucky said honor, she was like, fine.
Fine. It was the cat lord. Lucky worships the cat lord like most cat tabaxis do.
So, are we all set for next week? Same time.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Same time next week.
Fantastic. All right.
Yes, sir.
Well,
I-
thank you everybody for playing, and thank you all for watching. And we hope to see you all again on the next one. Y'all have a
Bye
great day.
bye.
Bye, chat.
Hey.